Hey everybody, it's Tim Benz here from 105.9 The X and The X Morning Show. Yet another training camp video blog from St. Vincent College. Back up here today on a Monday, and the Steelers came back as well. They were coming back from Canton for the induction of Dick LeBeau into the NFL Hall of Fame. And a lot of guys I talked to, specifically on the defensive line, Casey Hampton, Brett Kiesel, and Aaron Smith, impressed with LeBeau's speech and honored to have been mentioned in it. Speaking of those defensive linemen, I also spoke to each of them about the big off-the-field story of the day, and actually out of Pittsburgh story of the day, all the way across the country, in fact, in Seattle, where Bill Levy, the Super Bowl 40 ref, addressed the Seattle Seahawks media and the Seahawks players themselves as the training camp referee who visited their camp, much like Phil Luckett and company did here in Pittsburgh on Friday. Levy went so far as to say as he kicked two crucial calls in the Super Bowl. As we all know, Seattle fans have been griping about the officiating in that game since the moment it ended, if not before. And as it turns out, Levy says that he blew two of the calls, the Sean Locklear hold on Clark Higgins, as well as the chop block call on Matt Hasselbeck after the Ike Taylor interception return. Very frank response from a lot of the Steeler players on that topic. Casey Hampton went so far as to say that Levy was just looking for publicity. Brett Kiesel said he'd love to have heard what Levy would have said had he been the ref here in Pittsburgh instead of in Seattle. And Aaron Smith questioned whether or not any players can take Levy seriously from this point on based on the fact that he's questioning his own calls right now. As for some notes from today's practice, Byron Leftwich did not throw today. He says it was a scheduled day off of rest and maintenance, had a lot of ice on his shoulder, and said the snaps were divvied up with Ben Roethlisberger, Dennis Dixon, and Charlie Batch finally got a little bit more action today in training camp as well. James Harrison, a no-go at practice. He's having shoulder discomfort, and Jason Worlds still having problems with that troublesome hamstring. Plenty more to come later on in the week. Mike Tomlin addresses the media en masse on Thursday. Maybe some more answers about the QBs and the rest of the starting lineup for the first preseason game against Detroit at Heinz Field on Saturday evening. And by the way, interviews with the aforementioned Casey Hampton on Tuesday, Max Starks on Wednesday, and Brett Kiesel on Thursday. You can hear all their reaction to the Bill Levy comments throughout the course of the day on the X Morning Show Tuesday, and interviews throughout the week as well. That'll do it for now. Tim Benz for 105.9 The X and WXDX.com.